Hey there, comrades. Tonight, we're diving into the fizzy, slightly unsettling world of international trade. Specifically, the time Pepsi became a makeshift naval power. Yeah, you heard that right. But let's start at the beginning. Picture it, 1972. Nixon's in the White House, the Cold War's going strong, and Pepsi strikes a deal with the Soviet Union. See, the Soviets had this problem. Rubles, their currency, weren't really accepted globally. So how do you do business with a country that can't use regular money? You barter, baby. Pepsi, in a move that would make even a used car salesman blush, agreed to trade their sugary syrup for Stolichnaya vodka. That's right, a classic American cola for the hard stuff from behind the Iron Curtain. It was a match made in, well, not heaven, but definitely a boardroom somewhere. This deal was huge for Pepsi. It gave them access to a massive untapped market. The Soviets, starved for Western goods, went nuts for Pepsi. It wasn't just a drink, it was a taste of freedom, even if it came with a side of potential cavities. For years, this cola for vodka pipeline flowed freely. Pepsi expanded its Soviet empire, building bottling plants and raking in the rubles, or rather, the vodka. It seemed like a win-win. But as with all good things, and some might argue that Pepsi isn't one of them, this sweet deal eventually soured. Why? Well, let me tell you. Fast forward to the 1980s, the Soviet Union, let's just say, wasn't exactly beloved on the world stage. The invasion of Afghanistan? Not a good look, comrades. And guess what Americans associate with the Soviet Union? That's right, vodka. Suddenly, stocking your bar cart with Stoli wasn't so chic anymore. Sales plummeted faster than a MiG-25 with engine trouble. This presented a problem for our pals at Pepsi. See, they were sitting on a mountain of vodka, enough to drown a Politburo meeting, and no one wanted to drink it. What's a thirsty capitalist corporation to do? Well, if you're Pepsi, you get creative. And by creative, I mean you start eyeing some very unusual assets the Soviets had in abundance. Warships. Yes, you heard me correctly, warships. Now this wasn't your average I'll trade you my Beanie Baby collection for your brother's Millennium Falcon kind of deal. This was serious Cold War bartering. In 1989, Pepsi, through a series of convoluted transactions that would make a Swiss banker sweat, acquired a fleet of Soviet military vessels. We're talking 17 submarines, a frigate, a cruiser, and even a destroyer. All for the low price of some sugary syrup. Now, the exact details of this deal are still shrouded in Cold War secrecy, which is a fancy way of saying no one really knows what the hell happened. But what we do know is that for a brief shining moment, Pepsi was technically one of the largest naval powers in the world. Of course, these weren't exactly top-of-the-line warships. They were mostly outdated, rusty hulks that the Soviet Union was eager to offload.